How you shift identities. That's the title for today's video. We're going to talk about that today. We're in El Salvador right now. Time for some fruit. It's about 4 p.m. on a Monday afternoon. And I think this is a really important topic to talk about, especially because it's the beginning of 2026 still. It's the beginning of the horse year in Chinese astrology. It's still very much the beginning. It's actually, believe it or not even a new year according to our history, the history of time, according to how the cycles of the planet work, the cycles of each year work. The new year is not until April. Not get into that, but the point is that you still have time. You'll see things on social media, fear-mongering, and just different ways to try to get your attention, to listen to them and to buy their course or to invest in whatever they have to sell about how to, basically they want to take advantage of your insecurities and your imposter syndrome, whatever it may be. But you need to understand that there's no timeline. So even though I am talking about how it's the beginning of the year, there is no timeline. So if you really want to change your identity, you have to understand that there is no timeline. You could start on December 31st. You don't need to wait until January 1st. You could start on a Wednesday. You don't need to wait until a Monday. All these different timelines of when to start is completely made up. That is the first thing before we start. You see, I've been really wanting to get into essentially studying how one can really transform their identities. And we live in a world where it's not just physical, right? It's spiritual, it's mental, it's emotional, but it's also digital. Like it or not, if you're on social media, if you're watching this video, you're in the digital world, the digital sphere. This is not real, but it's another facet to the human experience that we have to take into consideration. I think a lot of people are so fixated on the physical, on what they can see in the world, which I understand that's what's real, but the digital screen is directly influencing all of us. And when you understand that you have an identity online. You having no followers, no posts, that's still your identity. That's still how people perceive you on social media. That's still going to directly impact you. So you need to take that into consideration when you want to build this new identity for yourself. I'm not going to go through a step-by-step roadmap, even though that would make sense. I don't have that all sorted out. It's just off the top of my head. But what I've done is I went on Figma. So this is what you should do. Go on Figma. It's a platform that, if you don't know it, it's essentially, oh boy, how do I explain Figma? You can do whatever you want on it. You can draw on it, make vision boards on it. You could also make different things for business plans, and we use AI on it. There's so many different things. But for Figma, I'm just really very basic. I just want to use it as a vision board and to write things and just to visualize it. I want to say I'm a visual learner, but I think everyone's a visual learner. I think that's how we learn. That's how the mind's able to really put two and two together. So vision board's obviously important. And I hate to say the word vision board because it seems like it's thrown out too much. Just like saying, oh, I'm a spiritual person. Unfortunately, it's hard to use those terminologies these days. So maybe I'll say mood board, right? Mood board your life. But really it's a vision board because I like the word vision. It's a vision for your life, of what you want your life to look like. And the pictures allows your subconscious mind to pick up on things that it will filter out in order to basically experience whatever those pictures are. The other day, I'm in El Salvador now, and I had a mood board for El Salvador for 2026. And on that mood board was a picture of the beach, the palm trees, it's a nice picture of the beach, right? I didn't spend so much time looking at that picture to see where that was. That's not the point. The point is not to try to consciously capture the same moments. It's simply to put it in your reality, in your subconscious, download that, and then experience your reality, and you'll see how things kind of fall into place that remind you of those pictures, and you remind you that, wow, I'm actually experiencing this that I manifested. I'm actually manifesting these moments. That's what happened to me the other day. I was in El Salvador, I'm by the beach here, and I took a picture And I happened to look back at that picture, and I was like, you know what, that looks awfully similar to the picture I have on my mood board. And what do you know? It was so similar, except it was just like a higher quality picture. When you start to experience your, this desired reality in person, you realize you're already living your dream reality. I think that is, if you want to take away one thing from this video to change identities, is to be the change right now. Like, you need to understand that you are living in your desired reality right now. It's not even tricking your mind, but that's how it actually works from a quantum field perspective, because in the quantum field, there is no time and space, right? So the way we make sense of reality right now is through time and space, right? It's like, by this time, I'll be here, I'll be traveling there, I'll be doing this, whatever it may be. I'll be shifting identities. But if you look into metaphysics, it'll explain and teach you, all these teachings will tell you, from what I've learned, that there is no like, once I do this, then I'll have this. You be it first and you have it second. You be it first and you have it second. Be, do, have. Everyone in modern society, we're told have, do, be. Once I have the money, then I'll do the thing and become whatever I want to be. But you gotta flip it on its head. It's I'm gonna become the person, and then I will do the thing from this identity, and then inevitably I'll have whatever I want to have on the material plane, right? So it's hard to wrap your head around it. It sounds simple, like just saying I already have it, but like legit you have to do this. And I think it is simple, and we overcomplicate things because the mind gets involved. But like, try to silence the mind a little bit and just say, okay, you know what? Even though I'm not in this place right now, I'm gonna become the person first mentally, right? All these athletes and successful people, they've all done this too, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. Like, all of them have. Manifestation, like this is what manifestation is, like true manifestation is. Again, that term is thrown around way too much, but like, it is a real thing. Maybe that's why society makes it seem as if like manifestation is such a woo-woo thing that's like not a real thing, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's something to think about. I always wonder like why things are the way they are. Why when manifestation is thrown around, it all of a sudden becomes something that's so woo-woo. Like, maybe there's something there, and there always is something there. It goes for everything. This goes for astrology and all that. But anyways, running off topic. Identity shifting, right? Digital identity is pivotal. It's pivotal. So once you step into this place of, I am this person, this fundamental belief that you are the person you say you are, and you write down your goals, your pillars. This is what I do. I have my mood board, and I have goals, and I have pillars, I have values, and I just get really clear on whatever I want to get after, whether it's a dream partner, a dream job, a dream, destination. I get super, super clear. Draw it out, write it out, and look back at it. Have to look back at it. I will say that is really important, not just to do it and then never come back to it. Maybe once a month, look back at it. You don't need to study it, but just go back and see, like, just remember. You got to remember what you're going after, right? I spoke about digital identity, and I want to talk about this more now. This goes for, I would say this definitely goes for people who are creating online, but even if you're not creating online, like, this goes for people that are just using social media, let's just say, but definitely people who are creating online, this goes more for you. You need to every now and then, refresh your digital identity, right? Because what that does, that recalibrates the mind. It's like you're updating the mind. You're updating your digital identity, right? You're going through this process of, okay, you know what? New profile picture. I know it sounds super surface level, and it kind of is, but it goes a long way. Like new profile picture, maybe a new username, maybe you archive a bunch of posts, and you're updating the server, you're updating like the computer, you know, the Instagram page, the social media, whatever it may be. And it sounds so, again, surface level, and it is, but I found this to be very profound actually. To have my Instagram, for example, be something that like my dream self would have, right? So pictures are all alignment with this future reality, and it's about not attaching yourself from like past photos and experiences and memories, because those are still there. I mean, they happen and they're there, so don't worry about the fact that it's no longer on your feed. If you want to flex it all or whatever, like that's where the ego gets involved, and that's where you need to strip the ego and be like, it doesn't matter, let's move on to this next chapter of your life. So if you've always wanted to become this professional athlete, like make it, mood board your Instagram, really mood board your Instagram to be something that would represent a professional athlete. Would they be like constantly, would they have pictures from middle school on there? Probably not. Would they be super active on Instagram too? Probably not. So yes, it's this surface level, but you start to ask your questions of like, okay, in this dream identity, what would I be doing? Would I be doom scrolling? Would I be posting content? For some that's yes, for some that's no, right? Like the dream athlete's a perfect example, because so many athletes are, their goal, their dream is to become a professional athlete, yet they're in this energetic state of a content creator. You see what I mean? So it's like they want to become a soccer player to play in the Champions League or whatever it may be, but their actions are representing a content creator. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Like, sure, they're going to practice, they're working hard, but they're so fixated on documenting the whole process, getting these followers, maybe brand deals, that before you know it, their energy is just going all, they're vibrating at a frequency that's just like solely dedicated to the content creator journey. And that's fine if you want to become a content creator. So attention is super important, and concentration. Where are you directing your energy to and your focus? You could do multiple things at once. It depends on the person, but I don't agree with the advice of you only can do one thing. I think some people excel at multiple things at once, like myself. So it's not about just choosing one lane, but it's about where is your attention going, you know, while you're doing that one thing. If you're doing something, do it. Don't be so fixated on something else, because then you're going to attract that other outcome that maybe you don't even want, but subconsciously your energy is getting directed towards that. Does this make sense? I hope it does. Anyways, we're gonna go play beach volleyball now, right? But if you want, the one takeaway is be it now. For me, I'm making these YouTube videos. I'm not really fixated on becoming, like getting a lot of subscribers and making a whole channel out of this. If that happens, cool. That's cool, it's a bonus. But yet I'm still gonna operate from this identity of, I am this person of authority. I am this YouTuber. I am this person with wisdom, with advice, with knowledge to share with the world, to share with you, right? So become the identity first. I'll give you one last example, and this is a very practical, real life example. It happened today in my life. I've been dipping my toes in different ways to make money online, and one guy came for me on Instagram, DM'd me, random guy from India. He said, "Hey man, do you need any help editing? I'd love to be able to work for you." And I go, "No, I don't." But I didn't want to shut that door down like I always do, because there's always an opportunity in everything. And I'm beginning to realize that. And the opportunity may not come on your, may not be right on your footstep. You may need to, look a little bit deeper in, look at a window, or be patient, or just dip your toes in different things. Because this is what happened, okay? I thought to myself, you know what? Let me see what's happening here. Let me respond saying, unfortunately not, but maybe in the future, sir. What did I say? And then, I don't know, I forget exactly what I said, but, oh yeah, and he was asking me questions about like, how did you make your money online and all that. And that's when the light bulb went off my mind. And I was like, usually I would just maybe ignore him, either ignore him, because I was just busy and just, random guy I don't know and can't be bothered. Honestly, I'd ignore him, or I would respond with like, man, you just got to go for it. Something like super simple response, not much thought in there. But the third option I did, which is actually I said, hey man, like, I could definitely explain this to you. We could set up a call and I can provide you value. And he goes, sure. So what did I do? I sent him a payment link to have some calls with me, because I'm providing him value. That's a service that I'm not going to do for free. But rather than saying, hey, you know what, I'm not going to do it for free, I'm going to not talk to this guy because he wants to work, he wants just to extract value from me for no monetary exchange. I said, you know what, let's throw the monetary exchange out there to see if he reciprocates. Now, granted, he said he already invested money this month. He said maybe in the future. And then I was like, wow, you know what, maybe it is that easy to make money. Maybe just by acting in that identity and saying, okay, well, just sending over a payment link just like that, without even getting into the details, without him asking if he's interested. You see what I'm doing there? I'm operating from the state of like, people want my service. I am the gold that people are walking by, and now it's about signaling to others that, hey, look, do you want the gold? It's valuable, here I am. Rather than waiting to see if they're interested, I put myself out there to say, hey, do you want this? It's out there. It's for the taking. Now, I'm being authentic in that process too, right? I'm not scamming him. I'm not. I'm providing a value the same way I provided value if I did it for free. But obviously, time is money. Energy is money. So there you go. Operating from that state of, I already am this mentor. I mentor like one other person. I don't do this for a living. Do it for fun. As another, way of making money online, you could say. So that's a lesson. That's a lesson out of this video. Become that person first. Take those steps. Just go for it. Send that payment link. What's the worst case that happens? They say no, you move on. Become that person first, and you'll have whatever you need after. I promise you. Peace out.